Hi wonderful people, you're welcome to today's tutorial. Yes, of course, if you are an existing subscriber, thank you for sticking with me, for subscribing. I'm really grateful. And if today is your first time of coming across my YouTube channel, Infinity's Gallery, please just click on that button, okay? That subscribe button, and also click beside it the notification bell, so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. So thank you so much guys, I really appreciate your presence. So now let's dive into our today's tutorial. So today we'll be working on a kaftan gown. Here with me is this chiffon material. Yes, see how it is. And the full length of this kaftan is 62. 60 is the actual measurement, so we're going to use 2 inches to hem at the lower area. So what we have here is 62 altogether. So now I'm going to fold this. Here we have, it will be folded into 4 because I'll be cutting both the front and the back together. So I'm folding it right now. This is just two folds, so I'll fold once again, like so. So now we have, it's being folded into 4. So I'm going to create our starting point. Remember, here is the wrong side, while the inside is the right side. So we are going to work on the wrong side of our chiffon material. So like I said before, our full length is 60 inches, 2 inches for folding. That's altogether is 62. Now I've drawn a straight line as a starting point. So we are cutting the shoulder together with the sleeve. Like shoulder and the sleeve will be cut together. So now what we have here, from this point, this folded edge to the end point, we have 14.5 inches. So our shoulder is 8 inches. So that means the rest of the sleeve here will serve as a sleeve. The rest of the material here will serve as a sleeve. I'm going to add 2 inches of a satin fabric to it to make it up at the sleeve area. So now our shoulder is 8 inches. I'll come down from this end. I came down 1 inch. Remember, we are cutting with the round side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect it. Here will be half inch. So now for our neckline, we are going to work on the sleeve. The front sleeve will be V neck, while the back will be a round sleeve. So the width of our neck is 3.5 inches. The back depth is 1 inch. I'm going to use 1 inch for the back, while the front will be 8 inches. Remember I said it's a V neck. So I'm going to connect it from here to here. So here we have a V shape. So sorry for the noise. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to curve it. Remember here, I'm going to curve it. So here I'm going to cut the ear first before, going to cut the back first before the front. So for the front neckline, I'm going to cut it to meet the neck width. So from here, I'm going to cut for the front neckline. So that's that for our neckline. So all the way from so for the vertical measurement, from the starting point, I came down vertical measurement 16 inches for 16 inches for our waist 16. Meanwhile, for our sleeve length is 11 inches. Let's make use of 11 inches because we're going to use 1 inch for sewing allowance to the sleeve. So what we have here is 11 inches, and here the waist is 16 inches, while the hip is 25 inches. So these are the key areas, key vertical points where we're going to work on. So our bust measurement, the bust measurement is 38 inches. 38 into 4, we have 9.5. So starting from the folded edge, at the folded edge, we place here, take 9.5, right there on the, at the sleeve length, 9.5 marked. So I'm going to add extra 3 inches. Let's just say extra 2.5 inches. 1 inch will serve as a ease for ease, while 1.5 is for sewing allowance. So I use 2.5 inches altogether. So that's that for. So what I'm going to do now, still at the sleeve area, I'll connect from the down to the up. I'll connect it this way. So here we're going to cut to have our sleeve opening. Here we'll have our sleeve opening. So we added 2.5 inches, 1 inch for ease, then the 1.5 for sewing allowance. So for the waist is 39 inches, that is 9.75, 9.75. So I'll go ahead and add 2.5 inches as well. So I'll connect it all the way to meet the bust. So for the hip, our hip measurement is 46 inches divided by 4, we have 11.5. Also, I'm going to add 2.5 inches. So I'll connect it this way to meet the waist and also to meet the bust measurement. So at the bust measurement, at the bust area, I came up 1 inch to create a curve at that angle. It's not supposed to be straight or sharp. You're not supposed to have a sharp angle. So I came up 1 inch to give it a curve at that armhole. It's supposed to be curvy. So now what I'm going to do next is to connect from the hip all the way down to the hem of the all the way down to the hem of the gown. So I'll connect it this way. Keep on going. So that's that. Down to the from the hip down to the hem. So now I'm going to cut the back, the shoulder slant. Remember we came down 1 inch, so we'll connect it all the way to our neckline. So I'll cut the back, I'll cut the shoulder slot, I'll open the sleeve, then I'll cut it all through to till the end hem of the dress. So now I went ahead and folded the fabric into two. This is for the facing, the front facing. So I placed the front bodice on the folded fabric. So at that end, I measured out 4 inches. That's for the facing length, or rather the length of the facing. That is 4 inches. Also on the other side, 4 inches as well. So I backed it down and went ahead and cut the front facing. I went ahead and removed the pins. So what I will do next is to trace down the 4 inches length to meet at the other end, after which I will cut. So right there we have our front facing. So it can be stitched, it can be joined to the main bodice just this way. So I'll go ahead and stitch it right there on the neckline. So right now for the back facing. So I also went ahead and folded the fabric into two as well. I will go right there and place the back bodice on the front facing as well. Making sure that the center back of the back bodice matches with the folded fabric, or the center of the folded fabric, like so. So I went ahead and fastened it down with a pin to enable me to cut it properly. So I went ahead and cut the neckline first. After which I also measured out 4 inches as well for the facing length. So from that point, I measured out 4 inches. I chalked it down. 4 inches, it could make yours 5 inches, even 3. 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches is always good and perfect for facing. So what I did next was to cut it out. Also at the folded edge, I marked 4 inches also. So I'll connect it all the way from that shoulder area down to the folded end. So here we have our back facing. So what I will do next is to join it to the bodies, the front facing and also the back facing. After which I will stitch right there on the neckline. Then flip it to the wrong side. So also on the front bodies. So I'll go right there and place the facing right there on the neckline. But before that, I will close in, or I'll hem the rough edges like so and stitch right there on it all around the facing. All around the facing. You can as well do this by using hemming gum. You can use hemming gum to, yeah, like here is the hemming gum. You can use hemming gum to close it right there. You fold it in and place the hemming gum right there. Iron on it all around like so. So you do that, depends on the method you want. So before this, I will fold in and close all around. So right there, I've stitched the neckline like so. I'll go right there and notch it all around. I'll give it a notch, after which I will top stitch on the neckline, only on the facing. I also did the same on the front bodies. I've stitched on it. So right now, I gave it a notch right there at that V shape, and then like so, and also all around. After which I will top stitch on it. So that's that for our facing, both front and the back. So right now I will give it a hot press. I'll iron down the facing. I went ahead and gave it a hot press like so on those facing, both on the front and the back bodies. So that it can relax well, you know. So what I will do now is to, I've ironed it all through, even on the fabric. So what I will do now is to close in on the shoulders by placing right sides of the bodies facing each other. So I went ahead and held it down with a pin, like so, and stitch on it, only on the shoulders. After which, I'll go right there and tack, using needle and thread to tack the facing, or you can use hemming gum to gum it. So right now, for the sleeve, so I went ahead and cut a satin of length 23 inches. That's our sleeve length for both front and back bodies. So I'll go right there and stitch it on the back bodies and turn it and flip it just this way, the way you see me doing it, and fold it in and stitch right there. I'll also do the same on the other side. I stitching the satin right there only on the back or the wrong side of the fabric, like so. I'll stitch on it, then flip it to the right side and fold in and stitch. I hope it's understood. So that's that for our sleeve. Then after that, so after stitching the sleeve, I will close up the sides using 1.5 inches. That's what we mapped out for it, all through down the before the slit area. So there's going to be a slit at the lower hem. So I measured out 20 inches from the hem area upwards, 20 inches, and I chalked it down. So I also did the same on the other side of the gown. Measured out 20 inches as well. So that's that. So at that point, from this point, I will take it all the way up. I will stitch it all the way up till at the sleeve area, like so. And the stitching is going to be one side of the gown. Now from our style, our pocket is going to be placed on both sides, just at the seam area, just at that point. That's where we're going to place our pocket. So here we have two pockets cut down already. So the two will be placed one on one side of the seam and the other on the other side of the seam. And I went ahead and cut out a satin to beautify it at that point. So the length of our pocket is 11 inches, while the wideness is 9.5 inches. So that simply means that the satin for this satin, the length is 9.5 inches because it must have to be exact. So I want to place it on the wrong side of the pocket and flip it on the right side. After that, I also stitch on it like so. So that's that. I also do the same on the other pocket, on the wrong side and flip to the right side and top stitch. So our pocket will be in this shape. So right here, I've gone ahead and closed one side, like I said before, one side of the gown. So, and I also went ahead and stitched the pocket, the satin right there on the pocket, like so. So what I will do next is, I went ahead and measured out the length of the pocket, where exactly I'm going to place the pocket. I will also stitch one side of the gown, like so. Here is open, it's still on stitch. After I finish joining the pocket on the stitch side, then I'll close the other side and stitch the pocket. So right now for the pocket length. So all the way from the shoulder, so I measured out 16 inches. That's for the waist length. So from that waist length, I came down 3 inches, 3 extra inches. That's from the waist. So I came down 3 inches. I chalk it down like so. So that's the point I will start placing the pocket. That's the pocket length. So what I did next was I went ahead and straightened the 19 inches. I marked it all the way to the other side. So also on the other side of the gown, I also measured out 19 inches in length, because the waist length, which is 16, and I came down 3 inches, so altogether 19. So I measured out 19 inches and also mark on the other side of the seam, like so. So that's that for our pocket length. So I'm going to place on both sides. So what I did next was to flip it to the already closed sides. So I went ahead and placed the pocket just this way. So what I will do next is to fold in, just the way you see me doing it, fold in the edges, the pocket edges, and close it up. I'll stitch right there on it, like so. As you are stitching, you just have to be careful to maintain the same level of the pocket length. And that can be only achieved by holding it down with a pin. Just fasten it down with a pin to make it firm. So right now, I'll go ahead and close the other side. So I'll go ahead and close it using the same measurement, 1.5 inches all the way down. Then I'll fix the pocket on that side, that seam side only. Take note, we have marked out the pocket length. So right now, I've closed in. Look at how the pocket is. So beautiful on that side. And I've gone ahead to close the other side as well. So what I will do next is to fix in the pocket on that seam side. After which, I'll close the slit area. I'll fold it this way, 1/2 inch, and close it up with 1 inch. I'll stitch right there all round at that point, and also to the other side. So after that, what I will do next is to close in the hem. I'll hem it at this point. I'll close it 1/2 inch. Then with the actual measurement, which remember we added 2 inches, 1/2 inch, then 1.5, I'll close it all round. I will do this and show us the final look of the gown. So thank you so much for watching to this point. You guys are amazing, okay? Just click on that subscribe button, okay? Like, share the video. Click on notification bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. Thank you so much. Bye.